What's going on, everyone? I'm SciLOL, and today we'll be talking about World vs. World. As most of you know, this week has been crazy for Guild Wars 2 news. All the press sites were allowed to release their footage, and there have been a few updates from ArenaNet themselves. This video will talk about all the important information in the World vs. World blog post by Mike Ferguson. So let's cover some of the essential information of World vs. World before we get into the detailed stuff. First off, the map is gigantic. There isn't another word for it, trust me. Secondly, World vs. World will always have 3 servers fighting each other. Each of the servers gets a home map called the Borderlands, and each will have an advantage in their own home map. There will also be a central map called the Eternal Battlegrounds that will also have unique features. Over a 2-week span, the servers will fight for objectives to gain points, and at the end of each battle, every server is given a new ranking. These rankings are important because your next World vs. World battle will be against servers of similar ranking. Tallying the scores and calculating the ranks only takes a few minutes, so World vs. World battles will almost always be going on. Last but not least, you can compete in World vs. World battles at any level. If you are below level 80, you will be scaled up and be approximately equivalent in power to what you would be at 80. What does this exactly mean? The best example would be a level 1 character. If a level 1 character goes up against a level 80 character in World vs. World, the level 80 character will clearly have an advantage. They will have better gear, more weapon skills, and more utility and elite skills. The level 1 player will have to choose their battles wisely, never fight alone, and aim to complete smaller objectives. Players will also gain experience and can loot gear from players that they kill. The loot is the same as monsters in PvE and will be level appropriate for you. ArenaNet made objectives for the large groups, the small groups, and the solo players. All of these objectives will accumulate points for the server. The objective that will require the most players will be taking over opposing keeps. All 3 servers will have a keep, and there will also be one located in the center of the map. The keeps will be protected by towering walls and NPCs that won't be a cakewalk. Players will have to defeat the lord protecting the keep, then wait a short time before claiming it for themselves. Once all that is done, the walls and the gates of the keep will be repaired. Smaller groups can attack or defend towers placed around the map. Towers, like keeps, will have NPCs and destroyable gates and walls. The smallest kind of primary objectives in World vs. World are resource camps. They are less heavily protected than keeps and towers, and only have a small unit of guards and no walls or gates, which makes them a great target for solo players. Although these resource camps are lightly protected, they are extremely important in the battle. All resource camps create a universal resource called supply, and they will send out this supply to nearby towers and keeps. Supply can be used to build siege weapons, repair damaged walls, or purchase various upgrades. Since supply is so important, you'll always want to have some on you. There are 5 weapons in World vs. World, and each of them are used for different situations. The trebuchet is used to break down the walls and gates protected by the keeps and towers. They will hasten the assault, but will also be something that enemy teams will want to take care of, so make sure to defend them. The arrow cart shoots arrows at small locations, and is only useful against enemy players and NPCs. They won't have any effect against walls. Catapults are effective at taking down the walls and gates, and are also good at taking down groups of enemies. The Ballistae is a really large crossbow that will deal damage to players, gates, and walls. The last weapon is the Siege Golem. Created by the Asuras, this golem is a powerful machine that will take down anything in its way. They are very slow and required to be in melee range, but are a force at taking down gates. To build a siege weapon, you need to buy a blueprint from the Siege Master NPC. When you double click the blueprint, your skill bar will change to a ground targeted skill, so you can select where to place your weapon. Make sure to choose the right spot because the blueprint will be consumed once placed on the ground. Once placed, players have to add supply to finish the siege weapon. The weapon will require more supply than any one player can carry, so it is crucial to always have some supply on you, and pay attention to the weapons in the making. Upgrades are available at each objective, and supply is needed to use them. The 2 types of upgrades are structural and personal. Structural upgrades strengthen the defenses of a keep, making them much harder for enemies to destroy. You pay the gold upgrade cost immediately, and then the worker NPCs will gather the required supply from the Keep's depot as they build the upgrade. Only workers are able to spend supply on a structural upgrade, and the upgrade only completes once enough supply has been spent to build it. Personal upgrades, on the other hand, affect the NPCs at your objective, allowing you to hire more guards or raise the level of any guards in the area. You pay the supply and the gold cost up front, and then you must wait for a period of time before the upgrade is completed. The Orbs of Power are another huge component in World vs. World. Each Borderland map has an Orb of Power that players can capture and place on an Altar of Power to provide buffs to teammates in the Mists. The Altar of Power are located in every keep of the Borderlands. The Orb of Power is owned by each of the home team and is located in the Cradle of Power, which is guarded by an NPC known as the Keeper of the Orb. Players must defeat the Keeper to take the Orb, and will only have a few minutes to take it to the Altar of Power. If you don't do so, it will be returned back to the Cradle of Power. Guilds will also play a huge part in World vs. World. Each guild can claim a location that has been captured by their server. Once claimed, the guild can attach bonuses to it that provides buffs to anyone on their server in that specific location. Guilds can only hold one location at a time. This is one of my favorite features in World vs. World. I normally don't like NPC presence in PvP, but I think ArenaNet did a really good job with this one. If you need help capturing an objective, you can try to convince some of the local miner races to fight along with you. This won't come easily. For instance, if you help an ogre camp that is being attacked by a harpy assault, it will send a group of ogres to the nearest enemy objective or send out patrols to defend your own territory. These factions won't fight for you forever, but can help turn the tide of the battle. That's all for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the like button below, subscribe to our channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. We will also have a bonus video coming this weekend. See y'all next week.